Yes!
He's Travis Thomas. I'm George Balekji. Welcome into the chat. T, how we doing today?
I'm doing great. It's Friday, as you said. I'm having a little tough time being a professional, though. I got to be honest. I'm going to just bring you all behind the curtain here. My good friend George walks into this fine PNC Bank studio to do this fine program.
Fine.
Having pizza on a plate.
Yeah.
And then he just sits it over to the side. He's like, you ready to do the show? I'm
like,
no.
Did I bring you a slice?
You did.
Okay.
But you didn't eat your piece.
I want to save it for after. I'm a full.
Yeah, but this is not good because I scarf mine down because I'm a savage and I'm greedy like that. Meanwhile, he's just so disciplined sitting there taking notes for a show. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, bro, are you going to eat this pizza? Now it smells great and I'm supposed to do a show? Like, what are we doing?
I'm not. You want me to eat the whole?
Yes. At least take a bite. Look at that. Can you show them for our viewing audience? Oh, look at that.
It's not a good fly.
Hey, we're giving reviews here. That's not a good. All right, here we go. Now, George is from Jersey. So if you're going to talk pizza with anyone on earth, this is the guy to do it. Talk us through this, George. No? Oh. No. Wow.
Really sweet sauce.
I mean, you're saying no, but your actions are saying yes, yes, yes.
I got to try the crust, too.
What are your reviews? Also, before you talk, is this like a... Can I see this plate? Give me this plate.
No, I didn't eat the normal
Greg,
way.
take my ISO. I want everyone to see...
No.
I guess it's a Jersey thing to destroy your pizza first before you actually eat it.
No.
What's going on here?
This is me being out of pocket.
Don't you just love Boston has entered the chat? Break down to us.
I couldn't give it a true review
Why?
if I ate it normal. Like,
what do you mean? What's that mean?
Because I had to get to the crust. There's stuff everywhere. I'm sorry. I got to vacuum this.
So we get pizza reviews and pure savagery here on Boston.
There's pizza in the newsroom, which is very nice. Whoever got that.
Yes. Thank you to whoever's.
Appreciate it.
However.
2.4.
Really?
Out of 10.
Oh, man.
Not
okay.
out of 5.
Now, you're from Jersey, so this is expert stuff. What was the problem? I saw it kind of slipping when you held it up.
Yeah, I mean, that flop, there's no integrity for the crust. It was really thin, like not even good thin.
Okay.
It was like paper thin.
All right.
Went through the dough was not fresh.
Yeah.
Like your teeth have to just cut through the dough.
Facts.
If you feel them hitting a wall, per se, when you bite, I mean, the dough's frozen. Super sweet sauce.
Yeah.
Cheese didn't have any flavor. And then the crust was just like empty crust. I don't know if that makes exact. It's like I bit into the crust.
It was airy.
Yeah, it was airy. And
no sustenance.
Really chewy.
Yeah,
you want to bite through, and there's bread that's chewy, which is good. Too chewy.
This is why I'm a big proponent of toppings. I think toppings can save a situation like this. Why everyone chooses cheese pizza, I'll never understand. I think you need toppings. Toppings can save a bad pizza, or it can give life to good pizza.
And you know me.
Yeah.
I count my protein, I count my carbs, I count my fat.
You do.
Again, whoever got this, thank you. It's very nice of you.
However.
Regret.
Okay.
That's carbs that I wasted.
Okay.
I could have pasta for dinner.
I mean, I listen, I respect it. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I scarfed my piece down, and it was so fast and so violent.
Yeah, you didn't even breathe.
Yeah, I don't even know if I tasted anything. I'm just being honest. I'll probably taste it later.
You ever have Elio's pizza, like the frozen?
Yeah.
I would take Elio's over that.
No kidding.
Elio's is good, too.
Not Tombstone, though.
What's Tombstone?
You don't know the Tombstone pizza?
Is that a...
Red Baron? Nothing?
Yeah, I've had Red Baron.
All right.
Maybe Red Baron over that. That's desperate times. Like when I was living in Missouri.
Yes.
You know what, dude? So it's funny. I introduced cheesesteak pizza to my friends in Missouri.
Which I love cheesesteak pizza.
So I would go to Domino's. I would order a cheesesteak pie, add spinach, and I would even add mushrooms.
How healthy
and extra Parmesan cheese. Yeah, it would be before leg day, so I have extra carbs the next day.
Okay. Makes sense.
I remember I told my boy, I was like, yeah, I'm going to go for dinner. I'm having a medium cheesesteak pie and just face it. He's like, wait, a cheesesteak pie? Next day I see him. He goes, dude, I got a cheesesteak pie from Don. Changed his life.
Changed his life.
Yep.
It's very good. I'm a big cheesesteak pizza guy.
You know what's better than cheesesteak pizza?
What?
Foxborough Rush.
Hey!
Make sure out there, Catch the latest episode of Foxborough Rush. Alex Brown of the Bears is on the episode. Keegan Stiefel stops by to talk NFL draft. That is Foxborough Rush, dropping 3 days a week wherever you get your podcast. Spotify, Apple, Amazon Prime. And make sure to head to Nesson's YouTube page and hit the subscribe button as well. Again, that's Foxborough Rush special Bears Patriots preview and NFL draft talk beginning as well. So yeah, I mean, I'm a big cheesesteak pizza
I
guy.
respect it.
Let's get to what's trending.
I like your pizza reviews in general. I think we should start doing that here.
I will find you a good slice, and I'll give you I'll always give my honest review.
All right.
You want to get a good bagel?
Yes.
Rosenfeld's in Newton. It's right down the street from you.
We learn something new every day here. I'll be going there tomorrow morning. Thank you very much.
To tell everyone that I'm not a BSer, because, nothing from Massachusetts. I went to Rosenfeld's, walked in, everything bagel, cream cheese. Walked out. Before I left, took one bite, turned back around, went in, and got myself salmon lox, capers, cream cheese, everything bagel, and 10 other bagels.
It's because they earn that to you.
I did the taste test just like this. I did the one bite. But that was legit one bite. I'm like, this works. Boom, went back in.
Can I just say before we move on, how Jersey of you?
Appreciate you. That's the best compliment
Know
you
what I
can
mean?
give me.
Know what I mean?
It's one bite, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to pass up. And I spread the love. I always tell people Rosenfeld's.
Facts.
Speaking of good, now one bite, everyone knows rules. One look, everyone knows rules. PWHL dropped their new jerseys, including for the Boston Fleet.
Fire.
If you go to the website, too, PWHL Fleet already sold out for Aaron Frankel because they got the best fans. The jerseys, though, I'm a fan. I like them.
I am, too.
The logos, we spoke about them. Some can be done differently.
Yeah.
But the jerseys were clean, man.
I love it. Listen, I know Nesson and the Boston Fleet has a great relationship. George and I are happy that that's the case, and we would love nothing more than to rock some Fleet gear.
I'll be in.
Right here on Boston Has Entered the Chat. So Fleet, if you're listening, powers that be at Nesson, if you're listening, hook some brothers up, and we will rock it right here on Boston Has Entered the Chat.
Hockey sweater, I'm likely a medium. Please, Hillary Knight, but I won't be picky.
Yeah.
Give me anyone, but a Hillary Knight jersey would be nice.
Here's the key. Fleet, keep us on Fleet. That's all we ask. See what I did there?
Surprisingly, I like the New York Sirens. Montreal Victoire. They had the best one by far. Logo, jersey, everything. Sirens is in the middle. It looks like an energy drink. Minnesota Frost. Again, that looks like an energy drink. I like the Toronto Scepters. Like that color scheme. You could catch me in a Montreal Victoire jersey if I didn't live in Boston.
I just want that Fleet gear.
The Fleet one's good, man. The Fleet one's good.
Hook us up, Fleet.
I like it. I don't know the exact color on the scheme, but it's like I think they went like an ocean foam blue, which makes sense for the Fleet.
I can dig it.
And speaking of stuff you could dig,
wardrobe.
Yes, you see what the Kings owner Vivek Ranadive wore?
This made me so happy.
I love him.
Yeah, this made me really happy.
He's the man, and it takes a lot for me to compliment a billionaire owner.
Facts.
So obviously, let's go back a week ago. DeMar DeRozan and Sacramento Kings are in Toronto.
Yes.
On the night of the Vince Carter banner night. Mm-hmm. Drake's on the broadcast, and they're like, hey, DeMar DeRozan, he's a Raptors legend. He could be up there. And Drake basically says something along the lines, if you put it up there, I'm taking that ish down. You're not going to let me put it up there.
Right.
DeMar after said, good luck to him. It's a long way up. Drake disrespecting a franchise legend. So fast forward to today or last night, Vivek Ranadive wore a shirt that said, they not like us, courtside.
Love it.
With the Kings hosting the Raptors.
Yes.
And that went everywhere. And Drake was pissed.
So the reason Drake was hating on DeMar DeRozan to begin with is because DeMar DeRozan grew up in Compton. So I'm not really sure what Drake wanted here, but DeMar DeRozan has been supportive of Kendrick Lamar. He danced on stage with him at a concert while performing They Not Like Us. He was in the music video for They Not Like Us. Drake clearly feels a type of way about that. So that's what started the beef there.
And Drake feeling that way. DeMar's been on the team for like not even 10 games.
Right.
And he's doing this for him.
Yeah.
Drake's an ambassador to the Raptors, not an actual owner.
Yeah.
Which owner would you rather want to play for?
Kings owner.
Exactly.
No question.
Drake's corny as hell, what he was doing. It's just, he ripped a franchise legend. He still ripped a legend to Toronto.
Yeah.
Meant a lot to the Raptors. And bro, like you said, he's just standing on business. He's backing where he grew up from. And Drake, again, said it where DeMar couldn't hear it because that's the most Drake thing ever.
You and I are as close as brothers. And if I got in some sort of beef with Jersey, I know you would tell me, Trav, I literally love you, bro. I love you. But I'm from here. And what can I do? I'm going to be upset for what? I mean, DeMar DeRozan played for the Raptors. He didn't even win a title there. Like, he's from Compton. I just don't know what the hell Drake was thinking.
Yeah, it was just a corny move by Drake.
It was.
Around. All right, Patriots, Bears. Let's get to that, man.
Oh.
2-7 Patriots.
Yeah.
At your 4-4 Bears.
Ugh.
Because if there is a Caleb Williams to the Hall of Fame one day, the person that will read his induction speech
It'll be me.
would be Travis Thomas.
It will.
There. You are the president. You
I
are the
am.
owner, the founder of the Caleb Williams
I am.
fan club. But you know what Sunday comes down to? Not Caleb Williams. DeAndre Swift.
Yeah.
Patriots run these bad. They need DeAndre Swift to get cooking to win.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I completely agree with you because from where we sit and what we do and the hype and lead up to this game, of course it's going to be Drake May, Caleb Williams. Just like it was Caleb Williams against Jaden Daniels. Remember?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's going to be that way for the rest of these guys' careers. And where we sit, that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to peddle you that. Look at these quarterbacks. One taking third overall, the other one taking first overall. Now they go head-to-head, all that nonsense, right? And all that's fine and well. But the truth of the matter is, it is DeAndre Swift, and I think it's Ramondre Stevenson as well. Honestly, I think we're going to get run game versus run game here. Neither team's fantastic at stopping it. In the end, the Patriots are the worst of the worst. You would think DeAndre Swift would have a better game, but I'll say this. Whoever can establish the run between these two teams will win the game. Mm-hmm. If they both can, if Ramondre has a big game and DeAndre Swift has a big game, now we start talking QB play down the stretch. I'll be honest with you. We all have watched all these Patriot games. They're not the most exciting games you've ever seen in your life. So I'm going to guess this is going to fall in line with that. I've watched a ton of Bears games too. Some of them, they'll show the potential of what that offense can be. But mostly these Bears games have been very similar to these Patriot games. Terrible to watch as well. Mm-hmm. Offense stagnant, things of this nature. So my guess is, my prediction, this is going to be a slog of a game. It's going to be low scoring, kind of boring, a lot of punts, a lot of field position, a lot of chess pieces being moved and chess moves being made by terrible head coaches, okay, on both sides. And in the end, I do think it will come down to quarterback play down the stretch. I like what I've seen from Drake May in the clutch. I also like what I've seen from Caleb Williams in the clutch.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be a boring game up until the fourth quarter. I think we'll have a close game in the fourth, and then somebody, one of the quarterbacks, one of these youngsters, is going to have to make a play to make the difference.
I just think this Bears defense is really good, especially against a pass. Now, they had their issues. Like against Jaden Daniels, he ran all over them.
Yeah, they have issues against a run.
And at no point was there an adjustment made by Matt Eberflus of having Tremaine Edmonds or TJ Edwards or even Jack Sanborn out there as like a spy. They play a zone defense. Jaden Daniels would see an opening and take off right away. And Drake May noted the same thing. Bears defense is good. They play zone. DeAndre Swift, games 4 through 7, 18 carries per game, 97 rushing yards, averaging over 5 yards per rush. They were 3-1 in that stretch. Games 1, 2, 3, and 8, he was averaging 30 yards per game rushing, 2 yards per rush. The Bears are 1 and 3 in that stretch. If they give DeAndre Swift the ball and he has 18 or more carries a game and just keeps that offense online, then that's the best thing that can happen for them. And that's what's important. Meanwhile, it's a Patriots team. Over their last 7 games, they're averaging 141 yards to running backs, 5 yards per rush, and 7 rushing touchdowns. Over their last 7 games, they've allowed 7 rushing touchdowns. We've seen it, whether it's a by committee of Raheem Mostert and, Devin Achan or Jalen Wright, or whether it's Jordan Mason all on his own, or Breece Allen and Breece Hall and Braylon Allen. Like, they get it done. And same thing, Caleb Williams in losses, attempting 39 passes a game, and wins 28 passes a game. It's a huge difference.
Yeah.
And we see that in carries number for DeAndre Swift, but also how the run affects a pass on this one. Bears offense is inconsistent, bottom 10 in major categories, but this defense is top 12 where you need it to be. Yards, completion percentage allowed, QB rating, yards per attempt to the opposing QB, and that's what helps them a ton. It's going to be a boring makeup, but if we see spies from the linebackers from the Bears, And they have good players like Kevin Byard and Jalen Johnson in their secondary. Of course, Montez Sweat in there, even with Andrew Billings out. That's what's important for the Bears. They have the right guys in the right spot, and they just match up well with the Patriots can't match up well with anyone. That's the thing, Trev. They can't. All they can do is bank on their quarterback. And we see what happens when they bank on the quarterback. He had 3 bad turnovers in the last game. And that's a team, when you needed them to execute, it took them a miracle to even go to overtime. Otherwise, it's them looking like crap, and they lose at that point, 20-13.
Yeah, I was going to ask you for
20-10.
I was going to ask you for a score because, let's put our money where our mouth is. The Bears are favored in this game. Now, they are at home, but they're favored in this game by a touchdown. I got news for you. I mean, the way this team has played, they've lost 2 straight. They scored 9 points against the Cardinals. All right. The Cardinals are not a great team, although they're hot.
Yeah.
But they damn sure aren't some great defensive team. And the Bears could only score 9 points. So to suggest right now, with the way they're playing, and all these guys turning on their head coach, too, so fast it'll make your head spin, to suggest that the Bears are a touchdown better than anyone is stupid. So I'll take the Patriots to cover here. I'll take the Bears to win the game. I'll go 24-20, the Bears. And I think, much like a lot of these Patriot games, I think Drake Maye is going to shine. I mean, I've seen him outplay Trevor Lawrence. I've seen him outplay. I think he'll outplay Caleb. I have no problem saying that. I'm a Caleb guy. I think Drake Maye will outplay. Let me say it louder for the people in the back. I think Drake Maye will outplay Caleb Williams in this game. However, the difference is, as much as Drake Maye will do and put up 20 points for the Patriots, which for this offense is, I'll take it. I think in the end, Caleb will drive the Bears down, game-winning touchdown style, and win the game. I think he'll make the plays down the stretch. That'll be the difference. And look, it's Captain Obvious why. He has more weapons, okay? I don't think his coach is any better. I don't think right now, I mean, hell, it's so warm outside, you could go to the beach. So it's not like Chicago's going to have some sort of home field advantage, and in theory, the Patriots should be able to deal with that anyways. So I don't think any of those ancillary pieces are going to matter. I think it's going to be Caleb making the clutch plays. And if the roles were reversed, I could see Drake making the plays down the stretch. But I just think in the end, the Bears will have it last. Caleb will get it done. 24-20, Bears walk off. Heartbreak. Another game heartbreak.
It's going to be sunny, 59 degrees at kickoff on Sunday.
See what I mean?
You know what worries me?
What?
Is that reports coming out of camp, Mike Onwenu's taking reps at left guard. That's how bad the offensive line is. You're moving your best offensive player on the right side to the left side.
My goodness
Michael
gracious.
Jordan was an absolute liability would be speaking very highly of him. Liability would be a really nice way to put it. He was terrible.
Yeah.
So that would give you an offensive line. Let's imagine the Darian Lowe left tackle, Mike Onwenu left guard, Ben Brown center, who's not good in pass pro at all, or run blocking.
It's going to be a problem.
Layden Robinson, who keeps getting benched at right guard.
Yep.
And DeMontre Jacobs. So you're going to have Lowe and Onwenu, your 2 best offensive linemen, blocking Drake Maye's blind side, which I understand. Then you have 2 guys that have never played together on the right side.
Ugh.
Basically, both rookies or practice squad level players.
Yeah.
At least Drake sees the pressure coming that way. But this is just terrible.
Yeah.
And this is when I should be, hey, they're heading into week 10. This is their blank combination. I think this is their 9th combination in 10 weeks. Mm-hmm. I've lost count. And that's the worst thing you say about an offensive line. And so you are going to be matching up with the Bears D-line of Montez Sweat, Darrell Taylor, and Javon Dexter, even though Andrew Billings is down. That's still a really good defensive line up front. Mm-hmm. To me, it just comes down to, can Eberflus make an adjustment, and does he understand Drake Maye's threat with his legs? Yeah. Because if they treat him like Jaden Daniels, they're screwed. He'll run all over him. It maybe keeps him game to a point, but this defense is good on the back end. That's the one difference there. So, Tennessee's defense is good up front, not great on the back end. Chicago's defense is good up front and on the back end.
You threw a score out there, 2010. Is that where you're at?
No. I was saying what the Titans score would have been if not for that miracle play.
What do you think this will be?
Because it was 17-10 at that point.
Because you're leaning Bears. I could hear it in your game breakdown. And I'm going Bears 24-20. But I have a good game. I have the Patriots cover. Remember, Bears favored by 6 here. Which are not 6 points better than anyone.
27-14. Bears win.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
really?
2 scores.
Jeez, man. You're higher on the Bears than I am, and I didn't think that was possible.
This Patriots team's bad. The Titans team wasn't good. Jets team they beat, not good. This Bears team is struggling, but this is what the Patriots now are. They're get right. It's a get right game for everybody.
Damn. 10 points.
I gave him 13.
13 points. Oh, you said 20. I thought 24-14. You said 20. Oh,
27-13.
Yeah, that's a beatdown.
See, the pizza's affecting both of us. We're falling asleep.
That's terrible, bro. That's not. Look, if you lose that game with that score, so you're saying they're gonna rush Drake May. He's not gonna have any time. He's gonna be ineffective running the ball. They're just not gonna be able to score. Where are the Bears getting all them damn points from? You just think Caleb goes off? That's a lot of 27.
I think they run the ball. They control the clock. There's still like Christian Gonzalez is good. Let's not sleep on how good Keenan Allen is.
So you think Swift goes crazy?
Yeah.
All right,
dude. They have. I wish I had the game-by-game numbers. I have it on my notes on my desk. But it is like jaw-dropping how bad it was. They've let up almost 1,000 yards rushing to running backs alone in the last 7 games.
Jeez.
Almost 1,000 yards.
So you
and over 5 yards per carry.
You have 100+ from Swift, 2 touchdown type performance.
Yeah. 135, 2 touchdowns from DeAndre Swift.
Right. Okay.
And Christian Gonzalez, I mean, who do you put him on? Roma Dunze.
Yeah.
Keenan Allen in the slot. What do you do with Jonathan Jones? Is Kyle Duggar going to get a go?
Right.
And then that defensive line, again, it's Jeffrey Simmons was a single-man game wrecker for the Titans.
Yeah.
What he did, blowing up the pocket on key plays, that's going to be Montez Sweat as well.
I know we got other games to get to. I'll just say this last sort of thought from me on this one. I would be shocked with your final score. I would. And the reason why is because, yes, the Bears are in a slump, but I also don't think they're as good as I thought they were going to be.
I agree
and
there.
Although I don't know if this is a coin flip game per se, like I thought the Titans game was for the Patriots, I do look at this game as one of those where the Patriots, if they don't shoot themselves in the foot, hello, is this thing on? Turnovers, penalties, etc. If they don't shoot themselves in the foot, I think they can hang in this game and have a chance to win it late.
Yeah.
I don't think the Bears are as good as I thought they would be.
They're not. A lot of it has to do with coaching, but they just still have talent.
Sure.
So, hey, you want to join the chat? 617-790-0928. Call in, leave a voicemail, or email us, thechat@nesson.com. Join the conversation. Leave your name. Keep it anonymous. Whatever you want to do. Anything. Sports, life advice, what have you. Email us, thechat@nesson.com. Tweet at us, #thechat, or call in 617-790-0928. Sunday night, we got a good matchup, D.
I love it.
Yeah, it's Texans and Lions. 2 of the better quarterbacks this year in the league. Lions are best team in the NFL, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Texans are struggling, need to find their way. They're coming off a long break because of that Thursday night loss that they had against the Jets. Get right game for the Texans, possibly, with a good defense. But this Lions team is just a machine that keeps on moving, man. I didn't think I would be this confident saying Lions on Sunday night.
I mean, how can you not be? But, look, I believe in the Texans. I don't know what's going on with them. My guess is C.J. Stroud's just having a sophomore slump, and by slump, like I'm using air quotes for our listening
More
audience.
of the offensive line's bad. Receivers are banged
it's
up.
not him exactly. It's not his fault, but clearly he is not as lights out as he was last season. With all that being said, I'll be honest, bro. As a Texan backer coming into this season, I still believe in them. And I'm talking big picture. I'm not just talking Sunday night. I'm saying like possibly pushing Mahomes and the Chiefs. Lions favored by 3.5 in this game. I think I may take a shot here on the Texans covering that number. I really do.
Greater than
maybe
a field
winning
goal.
maybe even winning the game.
That's
Lions
what-
on a 6-game winning streak, hotter than fish grease.
This one in Houston.
It's in Houston. Everyone's singing the Lions' praises and how great they are. And the Texans, meanwhile, although, again, not looking quite as good as they did last season, but they're still a team you have to take serious in that AFC, at home, primetime stage. Man, they're running the ball well. I think I like the Texans here. Look, the thing about the Texans, too, I bring up running the ball, they can keep that Lions offense on the sideline. Like, I love what the Lions did at the deadline in terms of addressing their pass rush,
Yeah.
but at the same time, this isn't some great defense. I just think their offense is so damn explosive. Before you can blink, they put all these points on the scoreboard, and it's
so
like,
they take your run game out of it.
Yeah, it's like, well, we're in a shootout. Here we go. D'Amico Ryans is a head coach, defensive-minded. I think the Texans at home, they're going to run that football, time of possession, keep Jared Goff and that explosive Lions offense on the sideline. I think the Texans win a low-scoring game here. You know what? I'm talking myself in it. Damn it, I'm betting it. Give me the Texans. Money line! They're winning the game. Texans at home Sunday night. Upset City. You heard it here first.
So what do you see as a final score?
Well, I just walked through a low-scoring game, right? They only scored 13 last week against the Jets, who is George will tell you at every turn that that's a decent defense, okay?
Good defense.
I tell you what, you can only keep the Lions down but so much. I'll go upper 20s here. Whew, let's go 27-24. Stroud, game-winning drive.
That is
Walk-off field goal. So I have two great games. The two games we previewed, I have Caleb Heroics, last-second touchdown pass, and I have
you're a script writer for Hollywood.
I am, and I have C.J. Stroud, game-winning drive, field goal, walk-off. Everyone goes crazy in the building.
You have a team that put up 31 on the Vikings.
Yes, 27-24.
52 on the Titans without throwing for more than 100 yards. 24 on a really good Packers defense.
Yep.
Without them 24-3 to lay in the game.
Yep.
In the rain. This one, indoor game on turf.
Yep.
You have 27-24.
Yeah, I'm giving
Texas defense is good.
It is good, and
especially on the D-line.
I'm giving more credit to D'Amico Ryans and what he will cook up game plan-wise to slow down this Lions offense.
So
that's where I'm at with that score.
And you pointed to D'Amico Ryans and C.J. Stroud, which I understand. I point to Jared Goff. Under pressure, against a blitz, he has been absolutely phenomenal. He should be in the MVP conversation where you go back a few weeks and right before the Minnesota game, like he's good, but he's properly rated. No, I was wrong. He needs his flowers. He needs his due. How locked in he is, how good these two running backs are, what their passing attack is, and that offensive line is one that negates and eliminates a great defensive line like what the Texans have. They have good corners, but that secondary is still young and inexperienced.
Yep.
And against a scheme like Ben Johnson's in Detroit and what they run, and again, the threat that rushing attack has of David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, two great complementary backs, and it all ties together of how just locked in and lights out Jared Goff has been. That's why I keep going back to Lions on this one. Because of how good that defense is. You know what, though? The shootout, I wonder, like C.J. Stroud, what's big is how many reps do they get from Zadarius Smith? What are the pressures they get? C.J. Stroud's been fine. The offensive line has let him down.
It's been sketchy.
That Jets game, I think he was sacked 8 times.
Yeah.
The offensive line for the Texans has let him down.
Yep.
On top of losing his top 2 receivers, and Nico Collins still dealing with a hamstring injury. So to that effect, 31. 3.5 the spread on this one?
3.5. Lions, 3.5.
I'm close by you. I'm going 31-24. Lions win this one.
Okay.
So they win by 7.
Convincing. Yeah, that's convincing. You know, look, if it is a shootout, because you harped on that a bit. If this is a shootout, clearly advantage Lions, right? Yeah. I don't think the Texans, and if they're at full health, it's different. Maybe you get Nico, you have Stephon Diggs, okay, fine. But even with that, I don't know if you really want to play the shootout game with the Lions, which is exactly why I don't think we're going to have that. I think the Texans will come in, dictate, again, running the ball with that strong run game that they have. I think that is the key. In fact, every team in the league, if the Texans win this game, this is the blueprint on how you beat the Lions. By the way, this is coming from a guy who has a Lions Super Bowl ticket, for God's sakes. Okay? Yeah. It's not like I'm sitting here hating on the Lions. I want them to win the Super Bowl so I can get paid. And I'd be happy for Detroit, too. But I've seen this too many times in the history of our league. These explosive offenses, and you can't stop this guy, that guy, and that guy. It's like a fireworks show. And all of a sudden, you get a defensive head coach with a good defense, and you give them time to prepare here. And I'm just telling you, we've seen where even if the Texans lose a game, they can stymie, they can slow down that offense and neutralize it enough to be in the football game. That's why I'm taking the Texans here. I'm just going to roll the dice.
All right. You know what we could get as good as this game will be Sunday night?
What?
Mac Jones.
Oh.
by God, is that Mac Jones' music?
Do we have to?
So Trevor Lawrence will likely not play, according to Ian Rappaport, for the Jaguars, taking on the effing Vikings. So Mac Jones, with Doug Peterson's career on its last line,
facts.
He's been 3-15, I think 3-12 over his last 15 games.
Oh, Doug.
Mac Jones could be starting for the Jaguars against the Minnesota Vikings defense.
Doug.
One of the most blitz-happy, pressure-driven, most disciplined, get-after, kick-your-ass defenses.
Oh, Doug.
And, like, the ultimate thing for Brian Flores to absolutely just crush Mac Jones. Brian Flores likely hates Bill. No, he doesn't hate Bill Belichick. He hates the Giants. Brian Flores.
He hates them both.
Bill Belichick disciple. Bill Belichick hates Mac Jones because Mac Jones stunk. He never wanted to pick him.
Right.
Brian Flores is going to go out of his way to make his life hell.
No, he hates Belichick, too. Remember the text that Bill accidentally sent to Brian Flores?
It was definitely wrong, Brian.
Yeah, he hates both of them. But listen, you said the fate of Doug Peterson may rest on Mac Jones' shoulder.
It's already decided.
Yeah, well, that, and also, if that is true, though, just for the sake of the conversation, Doug Peterson, you're fired. Okay, so that's not going to go well in that game. I'll take the Vikings. Here's mine. I have two quickly. Steelers at Commanders. I can't wait to see this game. I mean, well, this feels like it could have been the Sunday nighter to me, although I understand the game we just talked about, its importance too. But Steelers and Commanders is a battle of two teams that I want to see which one of you are a true contender. That's the key here. Both of them have winning records. They both feel like really good teams. But now you're going against each other. Both of you have had sketchy schedules, if you ask me. So now you're going against each other to see who's real out of the two of you. And then Monday night, Dolphins at Rams. The Rams, I think, are a sleeper team in the NFC to possibly win it, knock off a Lion, and get to a Super Bowl. No problem there. And they're at home. You would think conventional wisdom they should win. If the Dolphins lose this game, George, their season is over.
Yeah,
finito. Stick a fork in it. If they win this game, there's a hell of a hole to climb out of, but they're still alive.
Yeah.
So I'm looking in terms of urgency for the Dolphins. They got to have this. This is their season.
I'm happy it's Dolphins-Rams Monday night. Give me Matt Stafford in primetime every time. One of my favorite quarterbacks to watch.
Can't argue.
Hey, need a hockey fix? Check out the newest episode of The Hockey Hub, where Adam Pellerin and Judd Surratt talk with Hockey Hall of Famer Brad Park about being a member of the Traditions class of 2024 in his legendary career. Also, Billy Jaffe goes one-on-one with Maine men's head coach Ben Barr. The Hockey Hub available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and wherever else podcasts are found. Now I'll leave you guys with this interview with Ozzy Trapilo of Boston College. He's Ozzy Trapilo, offensive tackle and captain for Boston College football. He's joining the chat. Ozzy, how are we doing today, my man?
I'm great. Thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
Yeah, we're excited to get into it. Now, this is your fourth season at Boston College. You've been a starter since your redshirt freshman year. Growing up in Norwell, playing at Boston College now, and going to BC High. What's it like when you reflect now on your Eagles career, taking you to this point in your career?
I mean, it's been awesome. I remember going to games when I was, a little kid. So remembering back on times like that and then sort of seeing those guys on the field, when I was watching games from the stands, it's truly amazing to think that I'm out there now, accomplishing my dreams, playing college football at a place so close to home for me. So it's really awesome.
All right, now let's talk about the game this week, Ozzy, because you got to get off the schneid here. 3-game losing streak, including a heartbreaker to Louisville, absolutely broke my heart. By the way, now you get Cuse. How do you bounce back? Because they're coming off the opposite, an emotional big-time win in overtime against the Hokies. So how do you guys get back on track?
Yeah, I mean, it starts in practice. That's something that Coach has really been emphasizing this week. It's super important that we go out there, practice hard every day, and we sort of focus on this game. You can't get too hung up on the past. We're not doing what we want to be doing at this point in the season. However, we got to focus on what's in front of us, one game at a time, one play at a time, and just trust that our rules will take us where we want to go.
And what's important for this offense, we know, is running the ball. And we saw in that Louisville game, both Kai and Trayshawn were absolutely eating on the ground.
Yep.
What's that like? How much fun is it for an offensive lineman when you're paving lanes and you see the two guys, the running backs behind you, and of course Tommy C as well, just cooking with getting space and just running all over the ground?
Yeah, there's really no better feeling as an O lineman. A lot of times it goes unnoticed, but I mean, we notice it. So, it's the little wins like that where you put on the tape after a game, you see a play blocked up, well, and you could sit there and feel good about it. There's really no better feeling than having a good running game.
I want to talk about Thomas Castellanos because I'm a big fan of his. So I just wonder, protecting his blind side, I'm going to give you a couple words here. Which best describes protecting his blind side? Difficult, fun, or insane? By the way, hey, Ozzy, in the strength of elections now, you could do a write-in vote and give me a different word if you want, but those are the three that George and I came up with.
I mean, those they could all apply at times, right?
Here we go. All of the above, that's option F.
Yeah. If that was a choice, I would do that one. No, I mean, it really depends on what's going on in the play. I mean, at times it can be difficult. Playing O-line in general is, a difficult thing. It could also be fun. You're blocking, you're pass protecting, and you see him take off through a hole, and you just get to watch him run down the field and, be the athlete he is, which is awesome. And then obviously all that ties into insane. You don't really know what's going on at all times. Facing the other direction of the guy, you just got to have trust that he's doing there. He's back behind you doing what he's supposed to be doing. So, and all of us we got a lot of trust in Tommy, a lot of respect for him. I mean, he's obviously got incredible legs. So it's beneficial when you got a guy like that behind you.
Yeah, the insane part falls under when you have an insane athlete like that behind you.
Yep.
There could be crazy stuff going on around. You're doing your job, and like you said, you'd see him skirt down the sideline for 70 yards, as we've seen him do time and time again. Talking about athletes, though, the five guys up front, including your boy Drew, who's the best athlete on this offensive line for Boston College?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
If you asked it with all of us here, it would be, I think, a big argument. Athletically, I might have to go with Jude Bowery.
Okay.
He likes to call himself a specimen, as he says sometimes. We sort of joke about that. He said that once, and we haven't let him hear the end of it. But I mean, he, in all honesty, he is a really good athlete. I mean, he's twitchy. He's got everything that you want out of a guy with that much size and strength to him too. So I'll give it to Jude. I'll throw him a bone.
I like that. Now, of course, Drew Kendall as well. You guys have grown up together, went separate ways in high school, and then reunited at Boston College. What's that like, that someone you grew up playing football with, where people would question both of you guys, like they'd need the birth certificates on the field growing up? Like, no way that they're 13 years old, but you guys were. What's it like to go through that, learn football with them, just the fun of the sport? And now, as you said it to start off too, both you guys, I know, living your dreams playing at Boston College.
Yeah, it's really awesome. I mean, I remember playing on a team with him back in 6th grade. I mean, I've even dug up pictures of it. So going back from, you're there, and then all of a sudden you go around to college. And I got here a year before him, so I was sort of part of his recruiting process. I would give him phone calls, texts, and everything, and just tell him what it really was like at BC, and honestly how I thought he would fit in here, which he obviously, took that advice and ended up coming here. And I think the rest is history. I mean, he's had a great career at BC. I think I've had a great career at BC. We've been really lucky to be able to play next to someone that, we know so well from before football. So it's been awesome for me. I'm assuming he thinks the same. I'm happy that it worked out the way that it did.
All right, Oz, it's just you, me, and George talking here. Now, I'm getting to know you a little bit off camera. I know you're a grad student getting your master's in finance. So obviously your career is set once college is done. But my question to you, I mean, listen, bro, 6'8", 300 pounds, muscle, good looking. I mean, I'm feeling the NFL. In fact, Ozzy, I got a team right in your backyard that could use your services now.
Yep.
Talk to me about when the football career is over here at Boston College. Are we just going to be a finance bro? Or are we going to chase some NFL? Because 6'8", 300, I mean, I'm just saying, I feel like the NFL is possible. In my opinion, what do you say?
Yeah, I mean that's always been a dream of mine as long as I can remember. My dad was lucky enough to play in the NFL before he passed away for a couple of years. So growing up, having helmets in the basement, like old shoulder pads, all the memorabilia, I think that planted the seed super young. And then obviously I was genetically gifted enough to be able to do it at the Division I level. And then, yeah, absolutely. My dream is to continue playing football for as long as my body lets me. That would be the ideal goal, to just play as long as possible. And yeah, I mean, it's really doing what I love. So that's my goal. And then afterwards, having the finance degree to fall back onto, which never hurts. My mom, that was a big part of the recruiting process. She wanted to make sure I was set after football.
Yep.
But yeah, so that's where my goals as a person.
Plan B is difficult. Plan A is plenty difficult in the NFL, though, and I'm looking forward to see you pursue Plan A. You brought up your dad, Steve Trapilo, obviously a legend at Boston College. What's that like to put on the same jersey he wore? And at this point in your career, too, where it is a real possibility for you to pursue that next step, just like he did, of making it to the NFL.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, I know my family, like I mentioned before, we kind of grew up around BC. He went to BC. So as a kid, I was going to games, everything. And I think it means a lot to my family that, I'm sort of following the same path that he did while, doing it in my own way, making my own legacy at BC, playing football with, dreams to play in the NFL similar to he did. So I'm really humbled to have an opportunity to get it done. And yeah, I know my family is as well. My mom always tells me how proud she is. So it's awesome. It's been great so far.
God rest your dad's soul, bro. Sorry for your loss, too. And by the way, let's keep it all in the BC family here, because I want to ask you about Bill O'Brien. I mean, you're talking about your dream of playing in the NFL. This is a guy who knows how to get you there, my friend. Talk to me about your relationship with Bill O'Brien and what it's like to play for him at BC.
Yeah, I mean, he's great. As a head coach, he's awesome. There was obviously some turmoil when we had a coaching switch. And there was a lot of what ifs going around, and he came in, he stepped up, and he made sure as soon as he got there to meet with all the guys, everyone on the team. And he sort of said, like, whatever happens, just give me a chance, see how I coach, see what I'm doing to the place, how I'm going to change things around here. And we all did. We gave him a shot. We all listened to the coaching. We went practice hard, lifted hard with the weight room staff. And we've all loved it so far. I mean, it's been incredible. I can't speak enough about how great he is as a person, a coach. I mean, he truly cares about all of us, and the things he says, they get done, which is really important, as a player. So yeah.
We all know when he was the offensive coordinator in New England, and we saw it every coaching stop he's made. It's fiery Bill O'Brien. Like, he's the guy that yelled at and would get a screw match with Tom effing Brady. No one else can do that. But obviously Tom had the respect where he'd take it and know where it's coming from. But what's a side you've seen from your head coach that maybe we don't know? Like, I mean, does he have a great stand-up routine? Is he a singer? Is he a cook? I don't know.
He's incredibly funny. And I don't know if he means to be all the time, but he is a genuinely funny person. And again, he's also a very serious dude. As you said, he's got a lot of fire to him, which is good. He's passionate as a coach.
Yep.
But sometimes it'll be a team meeting and he'll say something and you don't know if he's joking or not because he's got that same face on all the time. So, you don't know when to laugh or whether to keep a serious face on. So, but I will say he's very funny, whether he means to be or not. I mean, he's got a lot of good one-liners in his book.
Hey, the unintentional funny people, that's like my favorite type of person.
No doubt.
What about you? We've asked about the finance. We know you're pursuing the NFL. Away from football, what do you love to do, Ozzy?
I mean, I enjoy playing guitar. That's one thing, you go, what's a fun fact about you? That's kind of my go-to.
Nice.
Because, that's not always characteristic of a football player.
Right.
So, well, I know. 6'8", 300", that's big fingers.
His name's Ozzy, bro. His name's Ozzy.
So what's the go-to song? Like, people, all right, play me some. What's the go-to for you?
I always start with Banana Pancakes by Jack Johnson.
Nice.
All right.
Acoustic guitar guy, so that's what I go to.
I took a semester of beginner's guitar at Seton Hall. One credit, once a week. Banana pancake was my midterm exam, and then brown-eyed girl was my final exam. I did not do good at either, but I passed and got the degree. That's all that mattered for me.
That's all that matters.
Hey, Ozzy, I'm a Guitar Hero Hall of Famer,
Yeah,
and I will wash either one of you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll do it. Ozzy, best of luck this Saturday against Syracuse. We'll catch you off the field for that Guitar Hero challenge that Trav just threw your way. Appreciate you spending some time with us, man. Best of luck this Saturday and the rest of the season, and, of course, the rest of your career, too.
Thank you so much for having me, guys. I had a lot of fun.
Us as well. That's Ozzy Trapilo of Boston College. Make sure to catch him this Saturday taking on Syracuse at home. That's a big game for them and the rest of the season as well. He's Travis Thomas. He was Ozzy Trapilo on the show. I'm George Balekji. This was Boston's End of the Chat. We'll see you guys next time. Have a good one, everyone.